You think the danger is gone once your head hits the pillow? Think again. Because while you sleep peacefully through the night, your prostate could be under silent attack. No warning, no pain, just subtle, invisible habits that quietly worsen inflammation, restrict blood flow, and keep your bladder screaming for relief before sunrise. You wake up groggy, drained, running to the bathroom again, and you think, maybe it's just age, but it's not. Rather, it's what you're doing before bed. Or worse, what you're not doing. That innocent nightcap, that snack, the way you lie in bed, the meds you pop, the underwear you wear, they all speak to your prostate. And the message they're sending is anything but peaceful. So if you've been waking up more than once at night to pee, if you felt pressure, discomfort, or just not quite right down there, then this might be the most important 7 minutes of your week, because tonight, while you're asleep, there are 7 bedtime habits that could be silently damaging your prostate. Some are obvious, some will blindside you, and one of them, you're probably doing it with a smile, thinking it's helping your health. We'll get into all 7. But real quick, if you're a man who's done being in the dark about his health, if you're tired of surprise symptoms, late-night bathroom sprints, or just not feeling like yourself, then hit subscribe right now, because this channel is where we cut through myths, fear, and noise, and finally talk about what your body's been trying to tell you for years. Subscribed? Great. Let's start with the first bad habit. And trust me, this one hits millions of men in the United States and elsewhere, right before bed. Habit number 1, eating late, especially red meat and dairy. Now, it's easy to think a late-night snack is harmless. A little steak at dinner, a slice of cheese before bed, a warm glass of milk to help you sleep. But here's what senior men rarely get told. Heavy meals at night, especially ones rich in red meat and dairy, are a direct assault on your prostate. Why? Because they trigger inflammation. And when you eat these foods too close to bedtime, your body doesn't get time to fully digest them before sleep. Instead of resting and repairing, your system goes into overdrive, trying to process fat, protein, and saturated acids. What gets caught in the crossfire? Your prostate and bladder. Inflammation rises, pressure builds, and boom, you're waking up 2, 3, even 4 times to pee. Even when your bladder isn't full, you feel groggy, your prostate feels swollen, and your sleep completely wrecked. And the worst part is, this becomes a nightly cycle. And most men don't connect the dots between that steak at 8 p.m. and the 2 a.m. bathroom stumble. So, what should you do instead? Keep red meat and dairy earlier in the day. Choose lighter dinners, soups, leafy greens, grilled fish, roasted veggies, and give your body at least 3 hours to digest before you hit the pillow. Because your prostate's worst enemy at night is a full belly packed with the wrong foods. And for the next habit, it sounds like a no-brainer, but millions of men forget to do it and pay the price every single night. Ready? Let's hit habit number 2, skipping the bathroom before bed. Now listen, you just heard how eating the wrong foods too late can keep your prostate on high alert all night. But here's what makes it even worse. You didn't even empty your bladder before crawling into bed. And that, my friend, is one of the simplest but most damaging mistakes senior men across the U.S. make every night. It sounds small, right? But here's what really happens. When you skip that final bathroom trip, your bladder stays half full. That means more pressure sitting right on your prostate while you sleep. All night long, it's like laying a brick on a balloon. You toss, you turn, you wake up with that low, nagging urge again, and over time, your bladder starts losing its rhythm, your prostate stays inflamed, and your nighttime urgency becomes a permanent feature, not just an occasional annoyance. Think about it. You wouldn't leave a kettle half full on the stove overnight, would you? So why leave your bladder loaded? When your prostate is already trying to relax and recover, here's what you should do. Make it a habit. Last thing before bed, always pee. Even if you don't feel like it, even if you just went an hour ago, train your body to reset at night. Because when you go to bed with an empty tank, your prostate finally gets the break it's been begging for. And when you combine this with the next habit we're about to uncover, You'll understand why some men wake up once or twice while others sail through the night like it's 1995. Let's move to habit number 3, sleeping on your stomach. So you emptied your bladder, great start, but now you crawl into bed, get cozy, and flop straight onto your stomach like it's the most natural thing in the world. Problem is, that position is a slow, silent killer for your prostate health. And yet, millions of senior men across the US do it every night without a clue. Because here's what happens when you sleep face down. You put direct pressure on your pelvic region. That compresses blood vessels, it chokes circulation to the prostate, and it blocks proper drainage from the pelvic floor. It's like sitting on a garden hose while hoping the water still flows. And over time, this can lead to increased inflammation, more nighttime urgency, and yes, worsening BPH symptoms that rob you of restful sleep and early morning confidence. Now, I get it. Sleeping positions aren't easy to change. But if you wake up feeling tight, sore, or like your lower body never fully relaxes, your sleeping posture might be the secret enemy. So what can you do? Try shifting to your side with a soft pillow between your knees. It opens up your hips, relieves pressure, and promotes better blood flow to the entire lower region. Even better, it reduces spinal stress, another common trigger for pelvic tension in older men. One small shift in how you sleep could make a massive difference in how your prostate behaves through the night. And to the next one? Well, let's just say it's probably already in your kitchen, and you're sipping it way too late. Let's talk about habit number 4, taking caffeine too late in the day. So maybe you've adjusted how you sleep. Pillow between the knees, good posture, less pressure. But now let's talk about that innocent-looking cup of joe, the one that shows up at 3 p.m., 5 p.m., sometimes even after dinner, because here's the truth. Caffeine doesn't just mess with your sleep. It messes with your prostate, and most senior men in the US have no idea. You see, caffeine is a natural stimulant, but it's also a diuretic. That means it tells your kidneys to speed up urine production, right when your body is trying to wind down. Worse, it increases bladder contractions even when there's hardly anything in your tank. So you lie in bed, eyes shut, trying to sleep, and your bladder is sending false alarms like a faulty smoke detector. Even if your prostate isn't enlarged yet, this habit trains your body into nightly chaos. Frequent bathroom visits, broken sleep, and a prostate that never gets a break. Now, here's what most men don't realize. It's not just the obvious cup of coffee. It's that afternoon tea, that piece of dark chocolate, the soda with dinner, even some over-the-counter pain meds like Excedrin, all packed with caffeine and all guilty of keeping your bladder and prostate on high alert while the rest of your body wants to rest. So, what's the fix? Cut off caffeine by 2 p.m. at the latest. And if you still want the taste, go decaf or herbal. Better sleep, less urgency, and most importantly, less stress on your prostate while it recovers overnight. Still with me? Good, because we're halfway through, and what's coming next might explain why you're still waking up to pee, even when you think you drank enough water. But before that, drop a comment below. How many of these habits are you guilty of so far? Be honest. We're all here to learn. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Because these aren't just health tips, they're wake-up calls, and we've still got 3 powerful ones left. Habit number 5, not drinking enough water. All day. So maybe you've cut the caffeine, switched to decaf, herbal teas. Good start. But here's what most older men across the US still get wrong. They underdrink water during the day, then think they're being smart by cutting it off completely after dinner. Sounds logical, right? Less water before bed equals fewer trips to the bathroom? Wrong. Because when you don't drink enough during the day, your body doesn't get properly hydrated. And guess what? Dehydration makes your urine more concentrated, which makes it way more irritating to your bladder and prostate while you sleep. It's like sending acid through a sensitive pipe, and your prostate feels every drop. You see, your urinary system isn't just a tank with an on-off switch. It's a delicate network of muscles, nerves, and tissues that need lubrication, especially as you age. So when you're dehydrated, your bladder becomes jumpy. Your prostate becomes defensive, and your sleep chopped into pieces by 3 a.m. bathroom visits. Now, here's the twist. Most US seniors drink way less water than they need, either because they forget or they're afraid of needing to pee more. But ironically, it's the lack of water that's making them pee more. So what's the fix? Hydrate consistently throughout the day, not just when you're thirsty. Start early, first thing in the morning. Sip steadily, don't chug. And taper off gently after dinner, not cold turkey. This trains your bladder and prostate to relax at night instead of panic. And when you wake up feeling rested, not yanked out of sleep 3 times, you'll thank yourself. All right, ready to keep going? Because what you wear to bed might be secretly sabotaging your circulation and your prostate health. Let's talk about that next. Habit number 6, wearing tight underwear or pajamas. So you're hydrating right. You're starting early, sipping smart, cutting caffeine. But here's a question most senior men in the US never think to ask. What are you wearing to bed? Because believe it or not, that innocent pair of tight briefs or snug flannel pajamas might be quietly choking your circulation every single night. Let me break it down. Your prostate sits right between your bladder and your pelvic floor, an area packed with blood vessels, nerves, and pressure-sensitive tissue. When you wear tight underwear or restrictive sleepwear, especially overnight, you reduce blood flow to the entire region. You trap heat and moisture, which fuels inflammation. And you prevent your body from draining fluid buildup around the prostate. It's like falling asleep with a rubber band around your midsection. Now here's the wild part. Most US men grew up thinking support down there was a good thing. Boxer briefs, tighty whities, even compression gear for circulation. But at night, your body needs freedom, not friction. This is your recovery window. This is when blood flow should be at its most relaxed, not squeezed by elastic bands or fabric seams. And for men already dealing with BPH symptoms, that pressure becomes a silent contributor to swelling, discomfort, and urgency. So what do I recommend? Go loose, go breathable. Go natural fabrics, like cotton or bamboo. Or better yet, sleep commando under a light, clean sheet. Yes, really. Let your body breathe, let the circulation flow. Because the goal isn't just comfort, it's prostate restoration while you sleep. And speaking of sleep, there's one last bedtime habit that most men think is helping them. But it actually tightens your prostate like a vice and messes up your entire night. Let's talk about it now. You've loosened up. You're breathing better at night. Blood's flowing. Things are healing. But then, right before bed, you reach for that little pill. The one you've been taking for years without a second thought. Maybe it's a sleep aid. Maybe it's an allergy tablet. Maybe it's something gentle for cold, a headache, or your sinuses. Sounds harmless, right? Not for your prostate. Because here's the kicker. Most common over-the-counter meds sold across the US, especially antihistamines, decongestants, and sleep aids, can tighten the muscles around your prostate and bladder. You heard that right. That PM pill you pop to get drowsy? It might be worsening your BPH symptoms behind the scenes. Here's how. Many of these medications contain anticholinergics, which interfere with nerve signals to the bladder. Others contain alpha agonists, which constrict muscles to reduce nasal drip, but also tighten muscles around your urinary tract. And the result? You may fall asleep faster, but your bladder becomes irritated. Your stream weakens. And you're waking up again at 1:30, 3:15, and 5 a.m., wondering why you feel like a zombie every morning. And the worst part? Most men never connect the dots because no one tells them. Not the commercial, not the label, and sometimes not even the pharmacist. But your prostate knows, your bladder feels it. So what can you do? Check the label. Anything with diphenhydramine, pseudoephedrine, or phenylephrine should raise a red flag. Talk to your doctor. There are prostate-friendly alternatives that won't interfere with urinary function. And don't self-medicate by habit. Listen to your body instead of the marketing. Because the truth is, you can be doing everything else right. But one tiny white pill before bed can undo it all. And now that we've gone through all 7 hidden bedtime habits, let's bring it home strong. So now you know. While you were doing the most innocent things, sipping your evening tea, taking your meds, or just curling up in bed the way you've always done, Your prostate was taking the hit, silently, night after night, until the wake-ups got more frequent. The stream got weaker, and your mornings felt like recovery missions instead of fresh starts. But here's the good news. You're not broken. You're not just aging. And you're definitely not stuck. Because now you know exactly where the damage was coming from. And more importantly, you know what to do about it. Eat a lighter dinner, empty your bladder before bed, sleep on your back or side, cut the caffeine after 2 p.m., stay hydrated through the day, ditch the tight boxers, and watch those meds like a hawk. Each one might seem small, but together, they shift the entire way your prostate responds at night. You wake up less, you heal more, you regain control, because this isn't about avoiding discomfort. It's about taking back your quality of life. Now, before you go, 2 quick things. First, drop a comment below. How many of these habits were you guilty of? 1, 3, all 7? Let's talk about it. Because chances are there's a man out there who needs to hear your story to take action. And second, hit that subscribe button right now. This isn't just a channel, it's a club. A growing community of senior men across the US, men who aren't here to fade quietly, but to rise smarter, stronger, and more in control than ever. So don't just watch, join us. Because your prostate deserves peace. And so do you. See you in the next one.